I just love how we've gone from me just desperately trying to bail out Birmingham, but to Ty being like, it's like Mordor.
Do you know what's interesting? The first reference in this episode was we were talking about Epstein Island, and now we're going, hey, do you know Lord of the Rings and Birmingham's a bit weird, isn't it?
I think someone should produce a commentary pack, but make it only Michael Owen. Just to wind everyone up.
Just him talking about all the movies he's not watched.
I had 3 young players come into my youth academy, all with ponytails as well. I'm just like, what memo went round at the trials? They got that ponytails are in.
To be fair, if it was based on real life, they'd all have the broccoli llama haircut, coming in. Not FM llama, he's got a haircut like me. As in not one.
I've genuinely just spent the last minute and a half trying to think of who the bad guy was from Smurfs, and I keep thinking his name is... What was his name?
Gargamel.
I thought his name was Garfunkel.
Garfunkel. Simon and Garfunkel.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the FM Show. I am your host Tony Jameson, joined this evening by the one and only Maggio and the wonderful SecondYellowCard. Si, you've not been around a couple of weeks. It's nice to have you back in. How are you, my friend? Are you well?
I'm good. Right before the show, we were just going to pretend we weren't talking about Epstein's Island right before we started the show.
Oh, come on. Within 4 seconds we're demonetised. At least let it go.
No, it's fine. It's all over the internet, or not, as the case may be.
This is not a custom database we're talking about, by the way, just in case anyone's getting into it.
That's also not where I've been, just to be clear.
Very quick denial there, right? Matt, how have you been?
I found the rest of S Club 7.
God, imagine Butlin's Epstein Island, just the worst one. Hey, I've got some weekend away.
That's the one rule there. Don't stop moving. It's been good lately. Aside from that, it's been good. I don't know what to say at this point. How's it going? How's your week been, friends?
It's been brilliant. I've been watching a lot of the news, as you can tell. It's been fantastic, and even by our standards, this is a Patreon style introduction to the episode. But no, it's nice to have everyone back in. Do you know what I have been? I've not been well. That's what I've not been well this week, and I've had a bit of that cold that's been going around, that sort of orange injured flu. Had a bit of that, which wasn't pleasant. So my voice has been a bit all over the place. My chest's been a bit like rattly and stuff. But apart from that, I'm very well. So I'm glad to be back and talking to yourselves and just sort of like seeing where things are going. Obviously, last episode, we talked about your epic end of season, Matt, in Poland. Any advances from last week? Or, of course, if you haven't listened to it, by the way, people, go back and check that now and then come back and hear what's happened since then.
There will be spoilers. Basically, I think the biggest thing is that going into that transfer window again and, winning the league for a third straight season, which is great and all, but having a little bit more money to play with. One thing that's really been noticeable this summer is the amount of loanees I've been able to get to other Polish sides. Finally, it started to happen. You get that first team that comes up and goes, yes, I think I will have those loan players. And usually what happens is that first team that takes them, they get really good really fast and they just keep taking them. There's a team that's just come up from the second tier called Górnik Zabrze, and they're just having everybody. But they're good too. So as a newly promoted side, after 6 games, I think they were literally second in the league, only behind us. They've kind of fallen off a little bit now, but it's a proper title race again this season. We've got more points at this stage in the season than we've ever had in the top flight, and we are 1 point clear at the top, and there's 3 teams within like 2 points of us because Poland is just gonna Poland. We're in the Champions League properly this time. Got through, lost to Villarreal in a game that we should have won, such is life, but then we won and 1 away at Atalanta. We're getting some away wins in the Champions League now. So things just feel different. The lads are cooking. Turned down a £50 million bid on one of my players from Tottenham. He genuinely said he's happy to stay, but could go to Tottenham. I'm like, really? You're not even enticed by the £50 million move? He's like, nah, not asked. Just stay in Poland, innit? Yeah, Spurs are still mudded, even in FM.
He's just going, look, if you chuck in an NFL season ticket, I'll do it. But until then, no, I'm not fussed. Thank you very much. No, that sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. I'm glad it's because I like the Build a Nation saves, and I like what you do because you play it like I was going to say you play it in your own way, because you are sound like sort of synonymous with that Builder Nation style in the content world. And when I've done it, I don't do the lone farm, and I don't do the sort of like, I try and play it a very, very different way. So I'm always like really, really interested in the way that you get to how you get. So yeah, listening to the stories is always fantastic, and I can't wait to hear more as we start to push the needle and we get further in, and you really start to make Poland this sort of like absolute powerhouse in FM.
We've already got 135 loans out at the start of season 5. Some of those are to an affiliate side, so it's not really the same, but it's building. And I really need to restock the inventory of loan players available right now, because I think I've kind of exhausted most of them. But it's getting there slowly. It's heading in the right direction. It's all I could ask for. I want to hit 250 loans within a couple of years if we can do. Need to find the players for it first, but it's part of the fun.
It's part of the fun side. 250 loan players. Have you ever done that?
I've probably come close a few. I've loaned out a lot of my team this season. Maybe not 250. I probably have about 20 players out on loan. I just send everyone out on loan.
I mean, to be fair, 250, 20 is, and 2 and 0 is in that number. So technically,
Chelsea somewhere in between that. There's me, there's Chelsea, there's second yellow card level of loan factory. But yeah, I've got quite a few out, but certainly not 250. I want to try. When I did the Builder Nation in Belgium, I couldn't do that because they don't let you loan out more than 7 players. So
brutal.
Yeah.
This guy could never.
I can't.
You'd edit the database to change it.
Oh yeah, I would just refuse to be in Belgium. Screw your French fries.
No waffles.
Plenty of waffle.
Yeah, I put we had that in Greece, and again, because when I did Greece, I never really looked at that 200, 300 loan people. So I think they're like 7 maybe max, possibly. But literally everybody is available in Greece. So it's like completely fine. Like getting everyone in. And then English players are classed as EU as well. So you can get them in, which is fantastic. That's why we got Joe Bellingham in that year. So he came in as a free transfer. Been released by Sunderland. We had Ronnie Edwards as well. Had he been at Peterborough at the time, or was it Southampton at the time in real life? I can't remember which. But we got him in. So we had like a couple of good English lads, and then we had players that came in from like Brighton and Tottenham, and we'd just get them in for a couple of years, flip them straight back to the Premier League for like 30 million quid. But Job stayed. So Job was like the guy. We like sort of built a statue of him in Greece.
Did he naturalise? Did he naturalise and become Greek? Beliopolis.
Well.
Oh, there's a story here, I sense.
Without digging at old wounds, right? I was the Greece national manager at the time as well in the save. And he had been there long enough and was eligible to play for Greece, and I'd courted him all the way through. He was my captain. And when I said, would you like to play for Greece? He was like, nah, mate, I'm all right, thanks. And I was like, you fucking, like, you know. And now I'm glad he plays at Dortmund. Like, because it's just like, yeah, fine. And what it was, though, it was beautiful, actually. Well, it was beautiful because I was a bit upset about that. I thought there would be the crowning story of getting Job to play for the Greek national side. He actually got towards the end of his career in Greece, and he went back to Birmingham City to finish his career off.
That's
and I thought
that
was a beautiful way of ending that story.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I feel like they've got like options on them, haven't they? Do you see that when they announced Birmingham's new stadium, Job Bellingham was the person to unveil it? Sorry, yeah, Jude Bellingham was the one to unveil it.
Yeah.
Which I found kind of weird because I was like, he plays for. There's some people like, yeah, he's a Birmingham legend. I'm like, he wasn't there. Like, he was there for 2 seasons.
For a year
I
and
know
a
they
half.
made a lot of money off him.
Well, yeah, but they've retired St Andrews Stadium now because of him. Just like, well, he played there once, so we'll close it down. We'll have to build a new stadium.
It just seemed very odd. I was like, he literally plays for a different club. I can't imagine anyone else getting a current player of a different club to open your stadium.
Oh, I don't know. Liverpool would do it.
With who are they going to get in? Trent?
Yeah.
Liverpool would not bring an ex-player back. Well, you left. You're no longer
Sadio Mane for some reason.
Yeah. Look, you know that if Liverpool had a new stadium, Gerrard, Carragher and Robbie Fowler would be there cutting the ribbon. You know that.
Yeah, but they're retired and they are Liverpool all career. Like, this is a player who's current and at another
Robbie
club.
Fowler
Anyway,
played for Leeds.
I upset some Birmingham fans
and
last time I
Melbourne
said that.
victory.
There you go, the big three.
Fancy a free case of beer? Of course you would. And our friends at Beer 52 are offering you just that with a free case of 8 outstanding beers. Go to beer52.com/FM and just cover the postage to get 8 incredible beers now. Beer 52 are the UK's #1 beer club. Every month, their beer experts visit a new city, region, or country and curate a case of brand new limited edition beers exclusively for their members to enjoy. And this isn't the sort of beer you're going to see in your supermarket every single weekend. Oh, no, 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 no. Your case features an eclectic range of never before tasted beers from the world's best independent breweries. So it means you can sit back, enjoy the football with a stunning selection of crisp, refreshing lagers, juicy pale ales, and smooth, creamy stouts.
Included is the spectacular IPA from Europe's highest rated brewery, Bassland. This hoppy pale offers a smooth and creamy mouthfeel alongside a restrained bitterness and powerful fruit flavours to deliver a jaw-droppingly brilliant session.
Also included is a hoppy lager from craft beer legends Omnipollo and a Weizen Doppelbock from Outlier Brewery. If you don't like dark beer, just choose the light case. And don't forget, you get a couple of tasty snacks too. You can also learn about all the fantastic breweries featured in this case with the award-winning Ferment magazine. If even after all that you're still unsatisfied, you can simply pause or cancel at any time. That's beer52.com/FM to claim your free case now. That's beer52.com/FM.
Back to the show. I should say, actually, speaking of victories, I mean, this is a link and a half. I have played a couple of little games at Darlington. I've won a few. And I'm amazed. I took your advice from last week's episode and focused on my goalkeeper. So I've got a decent goalkeeper in there. Didn't pay for one, but I've got a good goalkeeper for that division. Left back, we brought in someone who sort of seems all right. I know I was over an hour about do I spend money on a left back last time, but he's okay. He's fine. My left winger, who's been incredible for 2 years, has fallen off a cliff completely. He's had that thing where he's just like Mr. Reliable, and then he's gone onto the pitch and just went, do I play here? Like, just he's forgotten that he's not even meant to be he's just, what am I doing? So I was like, oh, this is really, really worrying because he weighs in with a lot of goals, a lot of assists. And I was like, this is going to really make me have to change the way I play unless I can do something about it. And I looked around the loan market and going through my scouts' recommendations, because as we've said in previous episodes, scout reports are gone. You can't find them with the actual scouts as to what they've written down. But interestingly, a player was available for loan that I thought maybe, and loyal listeners, you might remember this name, a player called Gabi Lage, the Portuguese 17-year-old that we sold to Casapia and got a stack of money in the summer, is now available for loan. He's not going to cost us a penny in wages. Big Gabby's back in Darlow. Yes.
You got him back.
I thought you were going to say Bonlahor for a second.
Yeah, I did as
Gabby
well.
Bonlahor is also coming as well. So Gabi Lage, the Portuguese lad who came through our youth system, plays so much better than his attributes just seem to work, is back. So the prodigal son has returned, in a sense. So we've got options now out wide. He prefers to play on the right, but he's going to play on the left, cutting inside, because Ashton Mee is doing absolute bits out on the right. We could probably do with a striker to challenge Joey Dawson. He's maybe resting on his laurels a little bit, or maybe the league's getting better and he's therefore not as good.
Would you say that Dawson is starting to creak?
Do you know what? We have made so many Dawson's Creek jokes since he's been there. He's do you know what? He's not very pacey. Tried that. So we've done things like that, and I was thinking, I don't want to wait, but I did. So we might have to get another striker in. But yeah, we've started the season all right. And this 4-3-3 dropping into a 4-1-4-1 is actually starting to work. And it was sort of like built off the back end of last season. So yeah, Darlington might be moving. We're not cooking, but we've certainly bought a barbecue.
Would you say you had the left winger that was really, really consistent for a couple of years, but wasn't Gabby Large because he was a right before, but obviously you can play on the left as well, cutting in.
Yeah.
But you got a new left back this window, and you've noticed now that your left winger has started to sort of underperform. I wonder, because this is perhaps a teachable moment, because I've had this stuff happen to me before. With FM, it can sometimes be that there could be the attributes of the new left back or like a PPM that he has just seems to conflict slightly with the left winger, and it's preventing him from accessing the pitch in the way that he was before. It can sometimes be down to like them having a slightly stronger weak foot and they cut inside more often and it blocks space. It's the weirdest domino effect.
Do you know what? That makes sense, because this game is more about partnerships than any other FM, I think. If you can get partnerships working, you get your tactic working. And that's my belief. I don't know whether that's right or wrong, but I do think there is an element of truth in that, where my left back was really, really good. Really good. And he would get forward. And I don't know, because of the fact he was doing that, he was then forcing the winger there as well, which was leaving us as a 2-on-1 against their right back. So maybe then allowing an extra bit of space for my left winger to either cut inside or to go out and then have the left back come overlapping on him. So maybe it is actually, maybe my left back's not as attacking and powerful going forward, which therefore means that my winger's now having to think a little bit more, and heaven forbid footballers should have to think. So maybe it's that. I mean, there is also the issue that he thinks he's a right midfielder. And I've told him for 2 seasons you're not, because you're scoring goals out on the left. Maybe there could be part of that as well. Maybe he's now going, do you know what? I've had enough out on the left. I want to go on the right. But you try moving Ashton Mee, he's going nowhere.
It's interesting how that works, though. FM, as you say, like the partnerships do seem to be crucial, because there were some combinations of players that you'd think these two are really good, and then you play them together and it just doesn't work. It's like they're both trying to be the main character, I suppose, and you want like two guys that are just going to combine nicely. So with my current tactic, I've got like a number 10 behind a 2-striker setup, but he's more of a playmaker that gets forward sometimes. It's more like a thruple, I suppose. I've got like a thruple, a polyamorous strike partnership up top, and they work together super well because they've all got their own little jobs that they do, and they never seem to get in each other's way. And that was always one of my biggest complaints in FM in the past, was you'd have 3 guys all sort of stood around. They could basically be holding hands in the defensive third. And you're like, no, just spread out a little bit, lads. Come on, this is not like under 10s football. But 26, that doesn't seem as prevalent. Sometimes still, but not always.
Yeah, I like it. Si, your thoughts?
I can never get the partnerships to get set up. You mean like the lines between the players, right?
I guess so.
Lines.
I was more thinking
Sometimes it's not even the line. Sometimes it's just the like I think Matt's mentioned there, the combination either of attributes, like traits, just like their roles. Just if you can get them to link really, really nicely, they seem to click quicker than in previous versions, I think. And I think you notice it when you pull a player out. Like for example, I've got a guy who O'Grady Macken, he's called. He plays in the centre of midfield. Like, his attributes wouldn't say that he is the dynamic central midfielder. We would call him a box-to-box midfielder if he was in the position where he's supposed to be. But the game would categorise him as a central midfielder on attack or attacking centre mid. Attributes shouldn't say he should be getting 10 goals from midfield and 10 assists or whatever. He was brought in as a backup to replace what I thought was my marquee midfielder, but he just seems to work perfectly with the other 2 midfielders that are in there. And for somehow they are the best 3. And the guy who I brought in to put in that position is being moved into a different role. Like at one point he had to play right back just to be in the team. I was like, right, my what would be my number 8 or my number 10 is playing right back just to get him in the side, because O'Grady Macken is just undroppable.
It is great though. I feel like that's something that I'm noticing more in 26 than I think I've ever noticed in any previous FM is I'll have my tactical style and I'll be like, right, this is what I'm doing. But then I'll bring a guy in and I'll notice the team is just from watching the game, I can actually see that we're playing slightly differently. So I've got 2 different number 10s that we use quite a lot. We've got this Moldovan Spanish guy, as in he's Moldovan, he's represented Moldova, but now he thinks he's Spanish, so his caps have disappeared. So he's desperately trying to be Spanish. He said hola and everything. I'm not buying it.
Calls it chorizo, doesn't he?
Yeah. He drinks cerveza.
He has a sleep in the afternoon, that sort of thing.
That's why he's bad in the second half. Genuinely, he doesn't have the best stamina. But he's much more of a goal-scoring number 10. So I find that he doesn't get a lot of assists, but he's always going to chip in with double-digit goals every single year. But in the summer, we managed to land a guy. I don't know if I told you about him last podcast. This guy called Stefani Momperuse, which apparently translates to the Red Mumble. And
you did mention it.
He's a far more. He's still got the good technicals for like finishing and stuff, but he's got much more broad spectrum kind of creative ability. And with him, it feels like he's more selfless. He's looking for passes more often, and it's freeing everybody else up to play. And depending on what we need in certain situations, we can put a different player in for a different game without changing the tactic or the roles and get a different result. It just feels like the inputs now more correspond to outputs than they did before. Before it was kind of like this big box that you threw ingredients into and occasionally a nice cake came out. Whereas now it feels like I can design the icing on the cake in the way that I actually want to, depending on what the occasion is. It's not always Halloween is what I'm saying.
I like that analogy. And I must admit, I'm not a baker, which is why my tactics usually fuck up. Can't follow instructions. I cook by taste and I cook by sight, but I can't bake.
Just opening the oven mid-cake, sticking your finger in.
Honestly, like if it says I need 160 grams, I'm like 165 is probably fine, and it's not. So, yeah.
You're not opening your oven too early, letting it. Where am I with Portsmouth? I was saying you're not opening your oven too early, then letting it like.
Well, there's probably that as well. I tell you, if we are going to talk food, I made some fucking incredible Yorkshire puddings last week. So they went in the Discord. They were that good.
Same applies to FM. It's literally the same applies to FM Tactics. You got to give it time for your team to learn the tactic.
Let it cook.
Yeah. And plenty of lard.
Or large.
Plenty of large. There we go. Beautiful.
Yeah, Portsmouth. It's well, where did I leave off? I probably lost the playoffs 3 times.
You in the promotion race.
You were promotion race. Yes.
Oh, well, I was top of the league quite a few times and I kept losing the playoffs.
Right. Take us back to 2026, 27 seasons. I don't know. Yeah, right. I mean, whereabouts you at?
I've just realized it's February now. And just in case anyone wasn't aware. And I'm still on my beta save. Which is I've had these other saves planned out and I haven't. I mean, life's got in the way as well. So I've barely played the last month, but I have been playing the Pompey save when I've squeezed the streams in. And like I said, I did try to start the Braga save and then flu got in the way. But in the Pompey save, I finally got promoted. So after 3 times losing in the playoffs, I decided this year we're not doing the playoffs. We're winning the season with a game to go, which was just as well because the last game of the season was Birmingham, who finished second. So if I hadn't have been the game to go, it would have come down to that final game. But I just played the kids and let them win it. So because I'm kind of like that.
You've now retired all of your players' numbers, presumably.
That's it. Yeah, make Tom Brady happy. Which, by the way,
Jude Bellingham was playing in that game.
Yeah. Side note: has anyone seen Brady in the Blues?
No, I've not.
Is that like Welcome to Wrexham, but in Birmingham?
Yes, except completely insufferable because everything is either a Peaky Blinders reference or Tom Brady just spouting. He only owns 3% of the club, but they make out like he's the Messiah, and he's like just this insufferable prick. I was going to say no offense to Tom Brady fans, but I don't think there are any. Apparently, he's very unpopular in the US as well. But yeah, it just was like, I think they wanted to go for a Welcome to Wrexham vibe, but you've got like a venture capitalist of some kind and Tom Brady instead of Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney is like, it doesn't have the same vibe and it just feels very out of touch. And they make out like Birmingham are like this like at the start intro, they're like, it's showing like a montage of the history. It's like relegated. It's like they haven't been relegated that many times without also promotions going back up again. Like conveniently forgetting the time that they won the League Cup, and they're like, oh, Birmingham never wins anything. What do you mean? You won the League Cup in like 2011. Like it's just this weird selective history. And then they get the Peaky Blinders guy cut to come in to talk about how it's a city of Peaky Blinders. It's a very weird show. It's like, it's not as good as Sunderland Till I Die or Welcome to Wrexham. But
I think Sunderland Till I Die was the best one of those football type shows that's ever been made for me. There was something about it that felt real.
I can't watch it because Pompey are the villains in it, aren't they?
Well, no. Sunderland are the villains in it.
Jack Rodwell's the villain in it.
Yeah. Like the thing is, it's like, Sunderland Till I Die, even from like, okay, fine, there's probably an element of bias here from my perspective, but the story is wonderful because it's so tragic in its setup, going like, oh dear. Like it gets like, but where we are now, like everybody keeps saying, going, they had to have kept the cameras going, surely. Like, when is the new series coming out? Because every season since then has been a thing going like they should have been. They could have done last season when we won the playoffs at Wembley. You know, the Till the End campaign was like incredible. That would have made superb TV. Wembley itself would have been incredible. Then of course everyone going, they're going to get relegated with like minus 75 points. They're going to be, you know, relegated by February. They're not even going to play all their matches. It's a complete waste of time having them in the league. And now we're sat there going, Europe next year might sound fun, you know, like going, we're the only unbeaten team in the country, like in the Premier League. Sorry, of course, Exeter, shout out Exeter as well for their unbeaten home record as well. And it's all just a bit weird, isn't it? So that would be a brilliant, another sort of like part of the show to be like, right. And then what happened? And in walks Granit Xhaka after references to fucking Jack Rodwell and Will Grigg. Like,
but then, do you know the best All or Nothing one is the Spurs one because it's just chaos.
Oh, it is, yeah.
So it's like, well, the QPR documentary is really good as well. If anyone's not seen the, I can't remember what it's called, like 4-year plan or something.
I can't bring myself to watch that.
We've spoken about this before, haven't we?
It's about failure and Briatore and the Palace one's not bad either.
I was at Palace as well, yeah.
Yeah, they actually do well out of it. I mean, that was the other thing with the Birmingham one, right? So they started filming it when they were in the Championship. Obviously, they got relegated. They sacked Rooney. But they cover all that in one episode because basically they filmed it and they were like, oh, this will make us look bad. Because it's obviously like designed to make the owners look good, even though it doesn't. So then they just go, you know, start the new season. And then they dwell on every loss as well, as if like they're not going to get promoted. Everything's going wrong. And then at the end, it's like, oh, we won the league with the most points ever. Okay, great. Like, I mean, obviously we knew how it ended, but it's just this very weird design or production of anyway, back to Pompey, right? So I got them promoted into the Premier League.
This is a long way of Si saying he signed up for a deal on Netflix for his same.
Welcome to Pompey.
Do you know what? Behind the scenes of Pompey
with Si Maggio.
Play at Pompey. Our CEO is the ex-Disney CEO, so you know we should be on the forget Welcome to Wrexham
animated series, The Pompey Adventure.
Yeah. Emphasize little island mentality, like, you know, it's more than like the Birmingham one. That's what I mean. Birmingham's got, as a city, has a lot of history and a lot going for it, which is why I find it a bit weird that they dwell on Peaky Blinders so much, which is like a semi-fictional crime band.
There's so many other things you could talk about historically in Birmingham, and the industry and everything. Like,
if you like Manchester being like the whole thing is 50% about Oasis.
Oh no! The thing that I was, and I love Manchester as a city. I think it's brilliant. I think the people are awesome, and I love going there. But you know, see, the thing that gets me is when they go, oh yeah, it rains all the time, right? And I don't want to sound like a nerd here, but statistically, Nottingham rains more than Manchester. And you don't hear them going about it.
In Manchester.
Football Manager rains more than Manchester as well.
That's what it's based on.
Yeah.
I guess to be like devil's advocate with these documentaries like that and the way they play up these certain cultural tropes, I suppose, I get the feeling it's just that maybe we are not the target audience for it, because I think a lot of these are actually aimed at the US audiences, where those sort of cultural pieces are things they know more about. So Peaky Blinders is massive in the States. So it's sort of like a linchpin that they can latch onto to be like, hey, look, this is a thing. You know that thing, right? This is like that thing, but football. And I think, honestly, I don't know how, but I'd love to know what Birmingham City fans actually think of the documentary, because that I think would be a really interesting litmus test. Because if they think, yeah, no, it's a bit waffly, then you'd sort of be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, because it just isn't for us, I suppose.
Yeah. It's also called Brady and the Blues, and like no mention of Karen Brady. I was disappointed. Baroness Brady, she's not even there. She was at Birmingham for years. Well, she was actually the owner before. I mean, she owned more than Tom Brady does. So yeah, it's definitely for the American audience. But like, so obviously, Lord of the Rings. We're going real
hang on.
Sorry, wait.
I know I'm the king of Mordor. This doesn't link at all, but you've went right. Yeah, it's very much American. You know, Lord of the Rings, right? Just
like loads of the setting of Lord of the Rings is basically Birmingham and the Midlands. Like the towers are like I think it's Minas Tirith, right? Or maybe where Mordor. I can't remember which. Someone will correct me. But basically, like the Industrial Revolution. Like Lord of the Rings is like an allegory, and what's the word? Allegory. It is allegory, isn't it? Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
An allegory for the Industrial Revolution.
yeah.
And it's set around Birmingham. So like Birmingham's like the evil Industrial Revolution.
It's Mordor's Sutton Coldfield.
The smoke.
Yeah.
No, Mordor's Birmingham, I think.
Oh, just in general.
Correct. Yeah. So it is. So like the towers and stuff. So it might be like where the orcs come from. I don't remember. Anyway, that's like Americans know Lord of the Rings. Lean into that. Maybe they can. No, it's on Amazon, so they own the license. I was gonna say they couldn't get the license. They own the license.
I just love how we've gone from me just desperately trying to bail out Birmingham, but just Ty being like, it's like Mordor.
Do you know what's interesting? The first reference in this episode was we were talking about Epstein Island, and now we're going, hey, do you know Lord of the Rings and Birmingham's a bit weird, isn't it?
So basically, Tom Brady is a bit like Gollum and his precious rings on his NFL rings. It is Super Bowl this weekend, isn't it?
It is. It will, of course, have already happened. It will, of course, already happened. So fuck, the Patriots won. Or
Score
get in, the Patriots lost.
Oh, is it Is it actually the Patriots again?
Yeah.
Thankfully, Tom Brady won't be in that one. Like, I assume he's not, right? He is actually retired this time.
He's retired this week, yeah.
Okay, yeah. This week.
Yeah.
I was a bit disappointed because obviously I was in Mexico and there's a sports bar in the resort I was on, and I was thinking, the Super Bowl will be on. That'd be like a good atmosphere at the sports bar. And no, it's normally at the end of January, I thought, but it wasn't this time.
It's definitely February, isn't it? I swear.
February,
I mean, I never watch it anyway, but I'm aware of its existence around this time of year. You know, it sort of just creeps into my peripheral a little bit. And I go, no, but like it's there.
Yeah. And we normally bring up a discussion about what would be the halftime show on Football Manager. I think that's what we talked this time last year, didn't we? About the around the NFL.
Probably did actually, yeah.
And the NFL Manager game. Yeah, we'll bring it back another week.
No, let's do it now.
What are you going to do it now?
What? Yeah. What would you have? Because this is the thing. This almost links in, and here's where this is why I'm in the hot seat chair with the host. This almost links into what we were supposed to talk about today, which was, and we'll get to your Pompey save in a second, Si, which was mods. Wasn't it? It was mods, and we were going to talk about that because I've seen this week, there's a chance mod that can be put into the game.
Rockers.
So mods and the rockers, in they go. So this could be a perfect thing. If you download your mod chant into the game, you could now have who's going to play your Champions League. Well, we know it's Lincoln Park, isn't it? Is it Lincoln Park for the Champions League in real life this year?
Is that in the stadium pack, Lincoln Park?
I think so, yeah. You got to, yeah. It's
Sinsel Bank, isn't it?
Nice, well done. I'm a very big fan of that. Yeah, so who would play your Champions League, your FA Cup final, your World Cup final? Who are you downloading?
That is a good question. Because who am I downloading? I feel like Shakira.
Shakira's a World Cup. Shakira's World Cup. She does like every World Cup song, right?
Shakira is a lady for all occasions. I bet you can't contain Shakira, right? Those hips, they don't lie. And
They don't.
I think that'd be kind of good, right? It's usually sort of a pop act. It's never usually, or unless it's Coldplay, because it usually is Coldplay. Alternatively, we just have on a plinth in the middle of the pitch, Sai explaining his Pompey save.
I reckon. Do you know the
5
World Cup
hours
next year? World Cup next year.
Another
World
thing
Cup
about
this
Lord of the
year.
Rings. What?
World Cup this year. I bet it's Shakira, Beyonce, Justin Bieber, and Pitbull.
I'm down for that.
Maybe Taylor Swift or
Supergroup.
who's the
Right, hang on, Si, this sounds like your Butlin's holiday again. Just
Take McRae in there.
if Butlins had that, or who's the I've forgotten her name. The
Olivia Rodrigo?
not Sydney Sweeney.
No, she's
Sweeney,
not a
the
singer.
actress. She's the
Carpenter.
actress. Sabrina Carpenter. Yeah.
Oh,
Carpenter.
Sabrina Carpenter.
or get some of those like country acts that turn up and
don't
like sing
country
about their
act us.
car breaking
it's
down
going
the
to be
white
Jelly
Roll, or something.
Roll, isn't it?
It'll be Jelly Roll. It'll always be
Jelly Roll, that's the one,
Jelly
yeah.
Roll.
Yeah.
Turning up
And
at the
then
WWE.
they'll be
Bad
Jelly
Bunny.
Roll, and then they'll take a Stone Cold Stunner and he'll drop the title. Have a run in.
Well, it had to be a
yeah.
Mexican act. Celine Dion for the Canadian act, because I don't know any other Canadian acts.
For a second, I thought you were going to imply that Celine Dion was Mexican then.
Celine Dion's Canadian. I don't know
Right,
if there's
okay.
there must be another Canadian.
Do you know what? No.
There's at least
I
one.
want Celine Dion in a Lucha Libre mask. That's what I'm saying.
Yes. Her and
I
Rey
nearly bought
Mysterio.
one. I nearly bought a lucha mask while I was there. I was going to wear it. I could have worn it on the pod, and it was cheap as well. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I can wear a lucha mask. I'm regretting not buying it now.
You
I might just get one.
It's about the confidence. We
I
just
know,
don't
that
acknowledge
is
it.
Yeah. I was going
The
to wear
problem
it on the pod.
is if you become a mask, you're never allowed to wear it again. So you'd have to wear it forever.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you do like Dominic Mysterio, he always takes it off, doesn't he? He's like the
Or,
bad
or,
boy.
or like Slipknot, who eventually just went, this stinks, taking it off.
So, who a Mexican? Like, there must be a Mexican. Pitbull's Puerto Rican, I think.
I
Bad
just
Bunny
realised what I was about to
Mex-
say
is Bad
could
Bunny
potentially be
Mexican?
deemed racist, so I'm not going to say it.
I simply don't know enough about pop acts to know. You have another Canadian in Tate McRae, probably.
Or is
She's
Bad
popular.
yeah.
Bad Bunny also Puerto Rican. Because
Luke
Bad Bunny's
Combs-
doing the Super Bowl, right?
Yes.
Luke
He's
Combs is
Puerto
in
Rican.
Mexico, surely.
He's not Mexican. Luis Comos, is he Mexican?
Ricky Martin.
I like how the
Ricky
listeners are just there.
Martin-
Like, are they just naming Mexican singers now?
I'll tell you what, I've just
pod, no
Googled.
less.
I've just Googled
Yes,
Mexican
we are.
pop acts, and I wouldn't know any of these people.
They're
Right,
probably
I'm gonna
really
say it.
popular in Mexico and South America
Oh,
because
for
it's
sure,
Spanish
yeah,
speaking.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but we get
right.
Puerto Rican ones, and we get Spanish speaking ones here.
well, we get Pitbull.
Right, I'm just going to say it, right? Where are the Gypsy Kings from? Because
Are they
LA?
from Mexico?
close enough. Don't know. Right, popular Mexican singers.
We get Colombian ones. Shakira's Colombian.
Yeah, I mean, we are allowed
Honesty.
to have, like, you know, acts from, well, I suppose it's being held in America, so we might not even be allowed to have acts from other countries involved. Yeah, we're going to go with, let's just have a quick look here.
Look, I
Louis
like that you're
Miguel.
scrolling the list now, aren't you? And you're realizing how little Mexican music makes it to the UK.
Okay, so right, take your pick, right? And I'm not sure if these people are alive or dead, so I haven't scrolled too far down yet. Juan
Elvis
Gabriel.
Presley.
Juan Gabriel is apparently the most famous one, but I
Juan
don't know
Gabriel,
him.
the Divo de Juarez, who's a prolific songwriter and performer with massive cultural impact. Vicente Fernandez,
He sounds nice.
king of ranchera music known as
Ooh,
Chente.
okay.
Luis Miguel, the son of Mexico, son S-U-N, a global pop sensation and ballad singer. Pedro Infante. And Jose is so good they named him twice.
It's like a Mexican JJ Okocha. I like it.
Does he do
or Eric
backflips for
Jemba
goal
Jemba.
celebrations?
He's just on the stage doing step overs while he's trying to sing.
Yeah, so there you go. Julieta Venegas, a Grammy-winning singer-songwriter known for alternative pop.
There is actually a Mexican pop rock band called Los Claxons. It's like the
get them
Claxons,
in.
but Mexican.
They're just a cover band.
If they only play klaxons.
It's like the Mexican version of the
think
Vuvuzela.
I bet they're bigger than.
This is a really bad moment for Si's microphone to drop out in the recording, isn't it?
He could be saying anything right now. He could be singing in flawless Spanish.
Oh, it has.
He's back. Audio listeners, he was singing in flawless Spanish.
We actually had to cut him out because of how flawless his Spanish was. It was making us look bad.
It was.
So I went to a Mexican spectacular show, right? Like in a big and it had thousands of people there, and it was like a history of Mexico. So like it did all like folk music, old music, and it went through and a load of Mayan history stuff. That was really cool. And then it got to the second half of the show. In the second half of the show, there were lots of how would I describe it? Mexican country music, or there probably is probably Latin music, but it was more like country music. They were like cowboys, but Mexican cowboys.
Yeah, is it rancheros?
Rancheros.
It is.
Rancheros. Yeah.
So they're almost all operatic in their singing as well. They're like country, but operatic. And these people were coming out, and me and Nina didn't know her. But most of the crowd, we didn't realize because this was quite a touristy place. But most of the crowd were Mexican, and which confused us a little bit because it had been Americans and Europeans all day, and then in this same place, the only people who'd gone to the show apparently were the Mexicans, because they were someone would come out and they'd be introduced, and they were going wild, and we were like, what are they going wild for? But it was obviously they knew who all these people were.
Maybe it was Jose.
Do you know what? It genuinely could have been. It genuinely could have been, and I wouldn't know. And I wouldn't be able to tell you now either. But they were absolutely on their feet, screaming at these people coming out. It was incredible. And I was me and Nina were we're missing something here. What is it we're not catching? But yeah, I think we preferred the first half of the show, which was all the traditional stuff. Well, they played that. Oh, so they played that Mexican football. The Mayan football, both of them.
Oh, yes, where they have to use their hips to hit the ball.
Yeah, they played that.
I love that they're trying to bring that. They've been bringing that back over the last 25 years or so. Yeah, no, genuinely. I was watching this documentary a little while ago, and they were talking about how in certain parts of Mexico that are very strong with the indigenous cultures, they've got a lot more sort of the indigenous population. Yeah. Particularly, I've been trying to sort of bring the sport back at a more sort of recreational level, and it's really, really interesting.
Yeah, it's cool to watch. They were obviously doing a bit of expedition, but the crowd, every time a goal was scored in that, because they got to get it through a tiny little hole, the crowd was going wild on that. And then they played the other sport, which is more like hockey, basketball, but the ball is on fire. So
sci-fi.
It's basically hockey, but they got to get it into a basket. But they flick it up in the air and the ball's on fire, and they're trying to put it into the fire bucket.
It's like you're making a sport out of just a random combination generator. It's like football, but everyone's got helmets and they've got knives as well. And
it's like Alan Partridge, isn't it? Going basketball on fire, hosted by Avril Lavigne. Make it happen. I mean,
it's so complicated. Jesus.
I want the opening ceremony to be in Mexico. That would be cool. I don't think it is. It's probably in New York or LA.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if all of it ends up in America and Trump's just going well, sorry, Mexico, we decided against it, and just it's all here, and all everyone who's in Mexico and Canada just suddenly going, oh shit. I
can't wait for the ICE agents to raid the ICE agents to raid the crowds. You're not from here. You're not from here. You're not from here. Oh. Yeah, that's it's not going well, is it? It's not looking good. So apologies to our American listeners. Sort your shit out.
Yeah. So what chant would you download, loyal listeners and viewers? My question with that is that something that you would download? Because I guess ultimately mods are going to come down to that, aren't they? And I think the reason I ask is whenever I streamed, people used to always ask me, why have you got the game sounds on? And I would, and I think, well, because I'm streaming it for me, it's it's an atmosphere. You want to create something. So that's why I have the game sounds on. But I never actually had it when I was sat playing on my laptop back in the day. I never had the sounds on. So now I've seen this new mod that's got chants and stuff in. I can now see another purpose for that. And I've been like, ooh, do you know what? Maybe. But then I'm also wondering what chants have been taken and what chants have made their way in. Because I don't think there's going to be many Darlington chants, is all I'm going to say.
I mean, maybe it's all Darlington chants, for all you know.
Maybe
it's something they could license. Who knows?
Yeah.
I just... it's one of I don't have the sound on when I play the game. I've never had the sound on when I played the game. Not since I loaded FM once, having got the brand new game and I could hear chasing status. And then I went, no sound for me. I don't need that in my life anymore. It's just, and technically it is better. The ambient sounds of the game are better this year. But I just find it distracting, honestly. It's never been something I've ever wanted, and the chance, it's not going to suddenly make me want to play it more now.
No. They did with the audio this year. They did do the one thing that I've said that they need to do with audio, and that is differentiate between home and away fans in terms of volume. And I was like, they finally listened. That's like a brilliant thing, because like, especially when you play at the levels I'm playing, if you're the away team, you should literally only hear one person go, "Get in!" Like, that's it.
Just the manager. It's just you.
Yeah. Like, just the player themselves being like, does that count? And then away they go, rather than like make it sound like there's 80,000 fans cheering. So I like that. I like the balance. Si, what about you?
I've got something that's going to blow. We'll get the Pompey chime. With Mike Oldfield.
We'll
probably have to get Mike Oldfield. You know, he did the Tubular Bells for The Exorcist, and he did the Pompey theme song. We got our own theme song. You know, not like You'll Never Walk Alone, which about 50 clubs have. Just some Liverpool shade out there, as always, as part of the pod.
That off the list of people size insulted tonight.
I think we already covered that today, actually.
Gotta have another go.
No, you're on about crowd sounds. I've made a big
below
discovery.
Your club's not been criticised.
You don't want to criticize my club. It criticises itself. I made a big discovery this week. Match of the Day. Do you watch Match of the Day?
Occasionally,
sometimes.
Very.
I'm
rare.
aware of its existence.
They pipe the crowd sounds in on Match of the Day. Apparently, there's a lady you can hear every match, or like every.
Maybe she just goes to every match. She's a big fan.
They play like the same background sounds throughout the match on Match of the Day.
So it's like the Willem scream, but for lady crowd sounds.
It's like what they did with the wrestling. Yeah,
I've got Lady Crowd Sounds album as well. They're quite good.
Are they like Lady Smith Black Mambazo? Because they were good too.
Yeah. Again, it's a cover band.
I just couldn't believe they piped the sound in. That was like...
Seems unnecessary. They already have sound, surely.
I don't know if it's a licensing thing or to avoid people swearing, you know, or racism coming through or anything. It could be something like that. You know, if someone in the crowd shouts something racist and it comes through on the mic.
Not at a football match, surely.
Just cover that one bit up, surely.
But they got to turn around the editing pretty quick, so you don't want to. Someone's got to sit there and sit through the whole audio.
Guess it's probably safer.
Listen to like 500 sounds in the crowd at the same time.
At least have a bit more varied crowd sounds if you're going to do that, then, right?
Yeah,
I like that though. It's good. It's good, like a blanket sound effect. It's good.
So I always criticise Football Manager for just having the same blanket sound effect. Apparently, Match of the Day does as well.
Both frauds.
I know. Yeah.
Okay, so sounds are a maybe.
If there was a good commentary pack, I would take a commentary pack.
There is a commentary pack that I know exists, and by that I mean I saw it on Instagram once, a couple of weeks ago. I don't know from where or from whom. I simply know that it exists. It could just be, I don't know, recorded in a bathroom for all I know. I doubt that's the case because people are actually like promoting it. So I guess it does exist. I have no idea how that works and who they've got to do the commentary, whether they've done it themselves. And it's just, to be fair, that's all I do on stream. So, all right, I mean, hey.
Yeah, exactly.
what they've done is they've downloaded Match of the Day and just put that over the top. It's good.
Every game is commentated on by Gary Lineker. No, I haven't watched Match of the Day in ages, have I?
Because what I like is you load it on and like in the second half it just goes, and now the goal of the month for December, and you're like, hang on, what?
When's too good, too bad?
I think someone should produce a commentary pack, but make it only Michael Owen. Just to wind everyone up.
Just him talking about all the movies he's not watched.
I reckon you could AI that. You could AI that pretty simple.
Because you would just have the commentary lines from the game, which you could actually probably extract if you knew the right tool, feed those lines into a Michael Owen simulator, which is a weird thing to say in the big year 2026. That's a game I
Fire on the Michael Owen simulator.
Well done, he's
flying his helicopter. You get to fly a helicopter, hit a golf ball at him.
Kick penalties hard at a 10-year-old
into the pin.
Yeah, do that.
Who would you have? If it was a commentary, a mod, who would you have?
Easy, but Tony, go on.
Oh, go on. No, you go.
Barry Davis.
Oh, Barry Davis,
100% Barry Davis.
Oh,
It would be just, or even throwing it completely left field, Murray Walker. Really? And there they go. It would be fantastic.
Did Murray Walker used to do?
he did
I
Formula
believe
One.
he has done a bit of football.
Has he?
He did Formula One, yeah.
I was going to go
did
Mauro
Formula
Ranello, the wrestling or UFC guy, because he's got like just an incredible like sort of fight voice. So having him do like I don't know, Doncaster versus Wrexham would be brilliant.
Oh, and Murray Walker can play the bugle as well.
I think he died.
So,
Did you?
Right. He did. There was a bugle
playing
that
the
was
bugle,
played very
that's
what I was gonna
insensitively
check.
at his funeral.
What like I don't know, Clive Tildesley, or I always forget which one's
Peter
which.
Brackley.
There's Lynham.
Peter Brackley from Football Italia.
Yes.
Who used to do the football and Robot Wars? Something Pierce, but not Stuart
Jonathan Pierce.
Jonathan
He still
Pierce.
does.
Jonathan
He does World
Pierce.
Cup commentary for the BBC, I believe.
Do you know what?
He doesn't still do Robot Wars though, I don't think.
Maybe in his
Mark-
basement. I don't know.
Mark Chapman. Chappers is good.
Chappers?
He's good. Take a bit of Chappers.
But does Chappers do the commentary? He does, doesn't he? Sometimes
He has
did the
historically,
radio.
I think, hasn't he?
I think he did the radio. Yeah.
I know who it should be. It should be someone from local provincial BBC radio stations. I'm not talking Radio 5 Live. I want BBC Radio Derbyshire. That's the kind of horrendously biased commentary that you get. And it's the best. There's nothing better for me than local commentary on football matches, because they do not give a single shit about how biased they sound. And it is brilliant.
It changes
that's
what
who I
level you're
want.
at.
Yes.
Yeah.
The lower you go down, the better it gets. That's why I love going non-league.
Oh, you
true.
go play your Build a Nation in, I don't know, Argentina, and they go 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 go. You're gonna get like them crazy one. I want that actually.
That'd be sensational.
Yeah. But I want go 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 goal, but by someone from Macclesfield. That's what I want.
He's just trying to pronounce that place in Wales. That's all he's trying to do.
All right, well, welcome to River Plate match. River Plate versus Boca Juniors. Can't believe it's a cracking goal. Oh.
But then you've got the juxtaposition of that, where you've got the guy from Argentina commentating on the Halifax Town game.
El Magnifico Halifaxo.
Halifax.
El Shaman.
He's half Japanese in my games.
Although, there is Halifax Island, isn't there? That's no. I think Halifax Island.
Halifax is in Nova Scotia, which is the island.
Yeah.
Stop
it's
talking
not
about islands.
No, it's in
Sorry.
Namibia. It's in Namibia.
Sorry, what? There's a Halifax Island in Namibia?
Yeah, apparently so.
Well, I'll be damned.
There's a Halifax in Nova Scotia. There's a Halifax Island.
There's a Halifax on my local high street.
That's true. Yeah.
It's like a
Do you know?
special
I've just thought who I want for the commentary. What was his name? Howard.
Howard Brown.
Howard from the
Yes.
from
Do you
the
know what?
Halifax
No,
adverts.
Alan Partridge.
Alan Partridge. Oh yeah.
Full circle.
Goal.
Yeah.
So
have
mods.
Yeah.
So
So
you
you
can
talk
have
about
that.
actual mods.
Well, we've exhausted
Well, I
the
mean-
sound mods.
Yeah. Have you had a chance to check out? There were some commentary mods for FM24, but whenever I look, actually, people always charge for the commentary ones. There's never any free ones out there.
Naughty.
Just thought, yeah, naughty.
I never did it. I've not done the stadium mods. I don't even use face packs. Like,
You see, I did the stadium mod. Okay, so I installed the stadium mod for my 4th seasoning game with Pompey. Now the problem is he's only done the Premier League stadiums, so it does lag out your computer a little bit, particularly while you're streaming at the same time, and it's trying to load stuff. And then I had some problems actually loading the game. It's just loading to a white screen for a while. So I uninstalled it, and then it was working fine again. And I obviously when there's updates to FM, you have to update all these packs and stuff.
Yeah.
Which gets, but I was like loading into and it was like taking longer to load the stadiums each time. And then I found out he's still working on it, Bassy boy. Like, so this isn't like a criticism, but like the fans will like the same.
Go back and check the episode that we had with Bassy out as well. If you're not sure
Yeah.
what we're talking about, go and check that one out.
The stadium stuff. He's done some really cool stuff. I don't know if the championship teams are in there now, and I'm in the Premier League, so I would get the Premier League ones now. But it was like he hasn't quite got the fans right yet. I don't think so. They all look like the same model in the stadium. But I think he's worked it out, but he hasn't released it yet. Or it's just released. So I ended up uninstalling it because I was taking a bit of a performance hit, and I wasn't getting anything out of it. So that one I but it does look quite good. I think he's obviously done a lot of good work. I think by the time we get towards, and I imagine it'll be mostly portable to FM27. So I imagine at some point it's going to be pretty good, but like it needs a bit of ironing out. It's like, you go check it out. It's definitely like a worth check out. But
it's like at the moment we are witnessing the sort of what they call like the flagstones of the pyramid in a way, where we can't see the whole thing yet. But you can kind of go, yeah, that's sort of going in that direction. They're going to put a pharaoh in there or something. That's going to be good, right? And because of like you say, the portability from future FMs, it's just going to, in theory, with some small changes, be built and built and built and built and built. And I get the feeling that like by FM28, the levels of modding and crazy shit people are going to be doing in this community is phenomenal. Like I've not really tried the stadium packs yet. I'm excited about them, but I kind of don't want to be the early adopter on them. I want to sort of let them cook out there in the wild for a little bit, and when they're at a level where I'm like, right, that's cool, and maybe there's not so many performance hits, and then I want it to enhance what I'm doing rather than being novelty, I suppose. But because at the moment they're still on the novelty side, but it's got a lot of potential. It looks incredibly interesting. Plus, I'm managing in Poland. It's not like he's made the Polish stadiums yet. I don't think so, anyway.
You might have done a couple of them.
Maybe.
I think the
that's
Champions League ones. Sorry, Tom.
I think that's sort of where I am as well. Like the work is incredible. Like you can't fault the work that goes into it, and the time, of course, the commitment that is put in to make these things happen. Again, like, you know, shout out to anyone who's spending their time modding the game to make it better or more playable or more unique or more user friendly or whatever it is people are doing. Genuinely, like, hats off to you. But I think you're right, Matt. For me, I think anything that I see has got to add something to my save for me to put it in, and because I always get the question about face packs whenever I'm streaming, like, oh, you new gens haven't got faces. I'm like, so like I get it. Like some people I get, like they go, I can't play the game without faces, and I'm like, oh, you can though, can't you? Like you don't go, oh, I'm uninstalling this game because I've got no faces. Like, use your imagination, right? And I get it, but for some people, that's like a really, really vital thing. They want to see and understand their character, the player in the game. But even that, I've looked at it and went, oh, like, do I need 30 gigs of AI faces to go in a game? Like, because of the way that we play as well, we're low down. The game is going to have to generate a lot of faces, and it's not like we're just adding like a youth academy every single year. We're literally having to generate an entire game of faces. So I don't know. Like, I don't really feel as though that adds a lot for me personally. And after a while, they all sort of look relatively similar. As well, a lot of blue hair and face tattoos, I noticed in the early stages of like, I think it was like FM23 or when the first came out, wasn't it? And again, at that point, I was like, I don't really think I need that just yet. Maybe about 28, 29, I might start looking at face packs.
Also, I think at the moment there is still the novelty of the fact that the regen faces, while they do still in many ways look like mutants, but they're like a new flavor of mutant, if you like. They at least look different to how they did in 24 and whatnot, because it's a totally different game engine. So to me, the novelty of them looking the way they do is still enough. And there is still enough variation. One thing I will say, though, is there is far too many mustaches on 17-year-olds. The amount of players I looked at today who either had a mustache, suspiciously, weirdly, or a full-on beard when they're supposedly 15, I'm like, listen, nobody is that hirsute that they could have that much facial hair going on at that age consistently throughout the entire youth squad. Like, there's just no way there's that much beard to go around. I know I shaved mine off, but I didn't give it to every regen in the save. Like, if they just tweak it down a little bit, just a tad, perhaps.
I had 3 young players come into my youth academy, all with ponytails as well. I'm just like, what memo went round at the trials? They got that ponytails are in.
To be fair, if it was based on real life, they'd all have the broccoli llama haircut, you know, coming in. Not FM llama, he's got a haircut like me. As in not one, but the one that like all 16-year-olds have now, which is like that little broccoli haircut.
The perm.
They'd look exactly like that. Although quite a lot of them have moustaches now, I've noticed. My cousin, my wife's cousin has a moustache. He's like 17, 18.
This is definitely middle-aged men talking about young people's haircuts because it's all like a clip.
I'm just jealous, that's all it is.
Right. So, sounds, faces, stadiums,
Skins.
Skins is the one, isn't it? This is the one. They're creeping out.
That's
They're
the one.
creeping
Like
out.
interface skins, just to be clear.
Yes.
We're not turning our players into Smurfs like happens if you turn on the colorblind settings.
Yeah.
If anyone's
Does
ever
it
tried
now?
that. Yeah. If you put on Tritonopia on quite strong, all the players turn purple or blue, bluey purple colour.
That's good to know. In case I'm bored next stream.
Yeah.
Does it
It's
allow two teams
colour-
with white kits to wear away kits at some point if you put the colourblind screen on? Because it doesn't work normally.
Yeah, the colorblind settings, I think they're not too bad, but they could be better. At least they've added custom colors into the game now. At last, custom attributes.
God for that.
I think we glossed over that.
It's a weird thing that's like such a simple thing that the community were clearly calling out for. And they, to be fair, they did, albeit after that weird thing where they gave us those custom but not custom options where none of them looked any good. And I suspect it was because they hadn't had the same problem that some of the custom skin things for the UI changes. I reckon they were running into the same issue because they were. It was very suspicious what colors they'd allowed us to pick there, and it just happened to be ones that weren't used in the UI elements for certain things. But at least they fixed that. I've genuinely just spent the last minute and a half trying to think of who the bad guy was from Smurfs, and I keep
Gargamel.
thinking his name is, what was his name?
Gargamel.
I thought his name was Garfunkel.
Garfunkel. Simon and Garfunkel. Simon and Garfunkel.
Simon and
Simon
Garfunkel
and
versus the
Gargamel.
Smurfs. That's a film I'd watch. That's a film I'd watch.
No, it's
Hello, Blueness, my
Gargamel.
old friend.
Welcome to Smurfville.
Well, it's Gargamel most of the time. I think there is like a couple other villains occasionally, and they have to team up with Gargamel. And Gargamel made Smurfette, and he made her with black hair, and then and then someone installed an AI face pack, and she turned blonde, so she was more attractive to the Smurfs.
But then they put on the colorblind feature and she went back to being blue again.
Yeah. No, she's always blue. She doesn't change the color of her skin. Anyway, skins in game. I haven't tried one yet. I've been away since they've sort of been released. I seen Mr. Teeny's released one. I think there's a couple. Someone released the skin builder, right?
Yes. It's brilliant. I think his name is Tom. So shout out to Tom because he really has done the hard work and laid the foundations for what everything else is being built on right now. It's kind of like, he's like, what was it, Tim Berners-Lee? He's invented the internet and everyone else is building websites. And I feel like he's not getting enough credit perhaps for the insane work he's done. But also some of the ideas. I mean, I've been using Mr. Teeny's skin. I think I've got 1.2, but I know there's already a 1.4 out. And the best way I can describe it is it puts things, it doesn't even really add a great deal of stuff that isn't already there. It just moves things from where they shouldn't be to perhaps where they might be more suitable for you as a player. Just things like, the biggest thing for me is in-game, league table, one panel, full size down one side where you're out of highlights. Left side, latest scores panel. The formations moved slightly in field. The lottery machine thing removed because that's fine. And just those two tiny things are so much better. The lone screen is now a better screen. There's just so many little changes that he's made that just feel like where things collectively, not should be, but we as a group perhaps would be more comfortable with it being, I guess. And maybe it is just that it kind of makes it a little bit like FM24 in places. But for familiarity, that just suits me quite nicely. It's really good, and I'm curious to see where he goes next with it.
Ooh. Okay, so it's match engine as well as like
it's UI.
out of match UI. It's all the UI.
It's all the UI, yeah.
Okay, so my big thing is how customizable is it? Can you like decide what goes in what window? Or
So this is the thing. No, you can't, because FM26 by its sort of very nature is prohibitive of that level of customization into the UI. However, there are things that you can then do with the skin building tool and then the tools provided by the various skin builders on top of that you can then go, actually, I don't like that. I'm going to change that using the tool. And there is guides for how to do that. So there is an element of customization that means that if you don't like exactly how the skin is laid out, there are guides for already how you can then edit it quite easily using the skin builders and the guides. So it's much more complicated than it used to be. Oh, we're getting a hell of a lot closer to a system that is like drag, upload type of situation, which is awesome.
Yeah, because I always think like sort of what you want is like the tiles and cards, but you sort of almost want to be able to drag them around, and like they pin in. And I'm trying. There is a program that literally does that. I'm trying to remember what it is now. Like something does that, and
But like Windows has a thing where you can pin like almost just on one monitor. You can make it like
actually,
four things.
Windows. I think it is Windows, right?
Is that program Windows?
I think it genuinely is, right? If I put something to the side of my screen, it'll like move things around. I put it in the corner, it will turn it into force. I think there is something else.
Adobe Premiere has this thing where it's like modular and it snaps into places, and there's different things you can slot stuff into. It all maintains. Yeah, they have a lot of stuff
exactly
like
like Premiere. That's probably what I'm thinking of. Premiere, yeah, something like that where you can snap in bits in. You could, or actually OBS does it. I don't know what OBS.
Yeah,
right.
Like the docs.
Like not in the actual window, but the docs around the side. You can snap them in to where you want and have like long ones and short. I think I've got a mod that lets you put long ones on OBS, but it's basically like that. So that's sort of what I want in Football Manager. So I guess we're not quite there yet, but the idea that could be coming, or that I could just like mess around with it myself is quite nice.
It seems like that's the direction it's heading.
It's certainly moving towards that, isn't it? Because I think when we were told when the game came out, it felt very much like there is no mod, there will be no mods, there will be no further announcement.
I really believe that.
And then the modern community just went, we'll see. And just decided to get it. We found a back door, everyone. Come on, in you come. And yeah, it is interesting to see that it hasn't taken too long for people to start working on stuff. I saw Musterman's beavering away in the background was something as well.
What's he doing the skin, is he?
Which looks pretty
all the
impressive.
Skinners were done. Well, they're back in.
They're crawling back.
From what he's been posting out online, he's coming up with what good looks like in FM26, and it very much looks like if it works, it would be the basis of what a Musterman skin could look like going forward. And I feel as though that's his way of pulling all the stats out to see if he can get what he wants for next year. So seems very much like, I don't want to get people excited, but it seems like he's very much looking at next year thinking, well, we might have something to work with here, which that will be a game changer, I think.
Well, think about it like this. It's February. On the date of recording this, I'm not going to say it's February. It's early February to not break the illusion of these recording days. And we've only really had, January, early January, early December, early November. We've had 3 months of game cycle, and look where we are as far as community stuff and modding. That's what, a quarter of the game cycle, give or take. Let's say it's more like a third, just because of like the build-up point where people sort of stop working on it. If this is a third of what the community's got, and the way things tend to work, once these discoveries are made with any kind of things, there's that kind of exponential growth. There is a word for it. I can't remember the term is, but regardless, I wonder where we're going to be in 3 months' time. Like, are we here in May going, Jesus Lord, somebody's made a mod where I actually can't even comprehend it, because it's one of those things where you don't know what the next big thing is going to be, because it may not have even been something someone's even discovered in the game yet that they can do to it. But I feel like once they do, the floodgates, and it's a genie you can't really put back in the bottle.
Face models. Could you imagine? In-game face models.
So they actually dynamically change, and they still look like they've been made in Unity, but there's more customization to them. So you have like a thing that it feeds off, that you feed information into it, and then it uses that to propagate the
what would be your dream mod?
It's got carousels that you can customize in there as well.
Dream mod. Tell you what, the dream mod
would be
for
a dream,
me,
Tony.
Yeah, go on.
Matt, just because I didn't think Tony heard. You can, if you've got one, Matt, go ahead.
Well, I was just thinking, it sounds stupid, but in terms of immersion in matches, I would love it if the outside of the stadiums actually looked like the locations where the stadiums were. I know it's such a simple little thing, but there was something about that where, say you are in, Craven Cottage is a good example, just because it is quite an iconic looking stadium, but not just that, from the surroundings. So outside the stadium, you could see the river, you could see those things and those landmarks. And I think there's something about that would just be really nice and immersive. There's obviously loads of other things I'd like, but if we're just talking visuals, that would be a thing that would be awesome, for my money at least.
I think that's already been done in Bassy Boys one.
Has it really?
I know for some stadiums, if you go Monaco, you've got the mountains in the background and stuff. If you go Braga, you've got the side mountain. I don't know how far he's got. I don't know if he's done.
This is what I mean. This is the beginning.
But essentially, this is it's pulling city skylines into FM, really, isn't it? Because you know what? Now you've mentioned that, I've never seen a river.
They don't exist in the
you mean in the game?
In game.
What?
Explain to me what a river is, please, Matt, because I've heard this word before. But
do you know, I happen to know a river inspector that might be able to educate you on this particular topic.
and then I would like to go on a visit, please. But yeah, you're right. Like, yeah, they're like all stadia are within flat grounds. So yeah, I've not considered that. That would be interesting. I'd like. What would I like from something? I think it's more stuff from around the universe, and I think that's the only thing I'm still lacking.
Yeah.
Really, from my game, I think pull that to the forefront of what's going on. Update me on various things. I'll probably ignore it, but at least like have it there in front of my face. Like,
give the chance for Twitch chat to see things on it that I miss, and then tell me about it. Because
and they can be like, "Oh my god, that guy scored again," or like, "Can you believe what they're doing?" Like, they've skyrocketed up the league. But do you know what? Here's one thing I want, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I want me progress bars back for the league table. That's all I want. Give me that back. I want that.
Also, give me back the numbers that appear on a player's progress screen when they're doing training. Show me how much their attributes have actually gone up. I don't care what the arrow says. That's meaningless to me. How much does that arrow represent? You've clearly got the data. Just put it on the damn screen. It's so annoying to show a player 5 years of progress and go, I guess he's got better. Probably. I don't know. I have no reference point.
Yes, definitely. Some of that would be good. What else would I like? I don't really know. To be honest, I'm a man of simple pleasures. This is the thing. Like, I think you've sort of touched upon it, going, I can't comprehend what's going to be designed in the next few months. Like, maybe I'd like a way for and again, it's not going to happen, but no, I've just talked myself out of it. I was going to say for kits, colours to update as you go through, but I'm like, I don't even want that now. I want someone else to do it for me. Like,
that would be kind of cool. Like the
would
kit
be
basher
kind of
approach,
cool, but then
more dynamic, so it does it automatically in the background somehow.
Well, what I'm thinking is, like, a couple of years in, some of your chat might go, "Do you want me to design some new kits for you?" And you go, "That'd be great, thank you very much." And they pop them in, but then they make the away kit pink and black or whatever, and you go, "Oh, it's currently coded to be blue," and they put a pink kit in, and it flashes blue at the bottom, and then I go like, "Oh, it should flash pink." I want the computer to go, "Oh, that's not blue," and then like update everything else around it.
There was, if you play with the editor on back on the previous FMs, you could actually change that information mid-save. If there was just an option that wasn't the editor, but it just isolated that very specific part of the editor as its own isolated menu, that'd be kind of sick, I suppose. Just little things like that. I've always thought that, with the player, with the attribute masking and stuff, the fact that you can turn it on and off at the start of a save, I've always thought that you should have the ability, if you've got it switched on, to turn it off in a save, but not the other way around. Or you get to toggle it one time in a save. Because that way, if you make a mistake and you're like, oh, Christ. Because I've heard stories of people that have got 6 months into a save and then gone, this scouting's awfully easy, and then realize they're playing with attribute masking switched off, and they've gone, oh, no. Just having the option to switch it on and off one time would be like a nice, like, irreversible thing. But just, I don't know, I just thought that would be a nice thing to have. But I imagine that it can't work just because of the way that the game handles stuff in the back end. But that would have been nice.
Yeah.
Put it in the in-game editor. Then you wouldn't see it, would you?
What about you, Si? What will be your wish?
Ooh, now, see, I think like the face. Would I want face? You don't really see the players' faces up, but you could then see the players' faces up close, right? That's the thing. By the way, that does remind me of a mod that both me and Matt have, or Matt, I don't know if Matt has it at the minute, which is Free Cam, which is quite a nice mod for content creators. It's quite a nice mod anyway. You could just like zoom around with a free camera around the pitch. It's quite a fun one to play around with. I was sort of thinking, and I'm hoping when we go back to the World Cup episode that we had before, and we'll probably have another one, I'm sure. Like, I would like custom, like designs for every competition.
Yeah,
that'd be cool, like, actually. Yeah,
and I've seen some already, but the way they work is a little bit funky. In that, basically, in game, there's the licensed leagues, so you got Premier League, Championship, whatever. And there's the unlicensed one. The unlicensed ones all have a default UI skin. You can change that default UI skin. So if you're playing in, let's say, is the Polish League licensed? It is, isn't it?
So it is actually, yeah, but they've not done a very good job of integrating it. It doesn't really utilize a lot of the licenses that they clearly have, which is odd to me, considering the Player of the Month trophy is literally, the Manager of the Month trophy is literally Football Manager themed in the extra classer.
I'm trying to think of a league that's not like Serie A is not licensed, right? So if you want like the Serie A graphics, the proper graphics for Serie A, you can replace the default one with the Serie A one. And if you're playing in Serie A, it won't matter because it'll always show that. And then if you play in Europe or whatever, obviously it will show Europe, so it's not going to matter. The only time it's going to make a problem is probably either in the cups or like if you go watch someone else's game, or if you move to another team. You can always turn it off though. But I feel like if you had that for every, not just the graphics, but also like the presentation, the opening, the Premier League, you've got the arch where they come through. Now I'm in the Premier League, I'm seeing it. The trophy presentation at the end. I think all that stuff, like if you started getting some stuff, a little flavour for every league, the World Cup one would be really nice. The Champions League stuff's already there. Cup draws and stuff like that. I think that'd be really cool. Like, give me a 3D cup draw.
Oh. Yeah, have a little just give me a cup draw.
I want a little Football Manager Dieter Hamann to come out and pull some balls out of the pot.
I want Rod Stewart there.
Yeah. Rod Stewart.
You get to decide how drunk he is.
Yeah.
When you said Ronnie Edwards earlier, I did actually think Ronnie Woods. So, we wasn't too far. Ronnie Woods just show up.
Here's a question, and this is one I don't know the answer to. You see, like when you go to the cup draws in like FM24, is there ever? Did any of your new gens ever end up doing the cup draws? Have you got that far in the game, or is it still like enough. Frank Lampard like drawn out, even though he's been dead for 40 years? Just like the ghost of Frank Lampard will draw these. Just like,
does it? I don't think it does it? I don't think there's a point where it goes, this person's probably not alive anymore, let's stop using them.
I think it just tends to use quite young, for the most part. A lot of the players that it seems to use are the very recently retired real-life players that are in the game already. But it doesn't seem to translate over to the regen players. Like, the amount of times I've had Luka Modric do the draw, for example, it seems to be like a certain threshold of maybe players that retire in the first 5 years get put in like a separate pool, and it goes, right, you're going to do the Champions League draws for the next 40 years.
Yeah. Darren Bent and Cole Palmer, just like doing the World Cup draw for 2042.
Be Cole Palmer and Troy Deeney. Oh my God, save us now.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. All right. We've done some Football Manager chat. Who'd have thought?
It snuck in there.
It did. It did. Snuck in. We've got to be careful, because if it happens again, then we'll end up in the Football Manager charts. Right. I think, I don't know about you lot, but I think it's time for some nonsense. So I reckon we can
more nonsense.
We can move to Patreon now and let loose. If people want to find out what we talk about on Patreon, Si, where could people find us?
Oh, it's been a while since you asked me. Patreon.com/the FM Show.
Matt, where could people find us?
See, as a professional podcaster, if folks out there listening or viewing want to support us on Patreon or just in general, they can do so for just £3 a month at patreon.com/the FM Show pod. Si.
Oh, I did get it wrong.
That's right.
Hey, I got an email saying 50% off this week, so check your emails if you've signed up as a free member.
Is it 50% off the URL as well?
Yeah, that's
right. I think it is. Yeah. It's signed up for the FM Show. I don't know why.
Someone's squatting on the FM Show, and they're like, "We'll get him to subscribe."
Yeah. I'll have a check at that, see if that's still the case. If it is still the case, get yourself a bargain. I've obviously made a mistake somewhere.
To me,
but yeah, no, it's good. Thank you very much for watching, for listening. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please leave a thumbs up. Leave us some comments below as well. And remember, beep. Or just comment beep, just for the algorithm, even though Aaron's not here, but it'll make him feel nice and at home. So yeah, thank you very much, everybody. Let's go on to Patreon, shall we? See you all next week. Take care. Bye now.